let's take a look at our top selections. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Stephen Foster Saturday at Churchill Downs features a slew of stakes races. We're going to throw up the field for the Grade 2 Fleur de Lis, race number 5 at 1 mile and an eighth. This race for fillies and mares, and the number 6 Letrusca, 4 to 5 on the morning line, deservedly so. She beat Monomoy Girl in the Apple Blossom 2 starts back. With Monomoy Girl on the sidelines, Letrusca came back to win the Ogden Phipps. She's simply the best older filly and mare dirt horse in the country right now, and she's the speed yet again.
Yeah, she's the speed yet again. She's in great form right now, coming in here off of back-to-back Grade 1 wins. I give this her connections a lot of credit, Dan, coming right back in another big race.
Let's throw up that time form U.S. pace projector for Letrusca, who is the number 6 and expected to make the lead. Envoutant is versatile. She is fast when she wants to be, but she can sit off of another horse. She's coming off of a big figure. It'll be interesting to see how fast they go early. I think Letrusca is going to try to air it out on the backstretch as she did in the Phipps.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that Letrusca can do, and it's what makes her so dangerous, and her speed is so effective, but she's very rateable. If she gets a trip like she got last time in the Phipps, where they just turned her loose up the backstretch, this field is not going to beat her. We'll see how fast they make her go early, because she has shown in the past that she's capable of going fast early and then sticking around at the end.
If the pace is fast, it would help the number 1 Point of Honor, who really appreciates the mile and an eighth. She won the Black-Eyed Susan in 2019. And while that's her most recent win, she's kept some really good company and had some tough luck. I mean, second in the Belle Dame, third in the Personal Ensign, second in the Phipps, third in the Apple Blossom, second in the Alabama, second in the Coaching Club American Oaks. This horse can run a little bit. First time Shug McGahee, he's going to have to deal with a layoff.
Yeah, off of the layoff here with a trainer change, and she's just a filly or a mare now, Dan, who's just always at the mercy of pace and racing luck in a race. She doesn't have a lot of speed. She likes to sit back and make one run. So she really needs somebody to go after Letrusca early.
She'll try to become the 5th next out winner to emerge from last year's Breeders' Cup Distaff. Antoinette is the number 2. Antoinette is good on turf. She's good on dirt. Is she this good? Let's go back to her most recent dirt race, the Coaching Club American Oaks of 2020. She finishes 3rd in here, maybe not the strongest group this year, the edition of the Coaching Club American Oaks. An even performance. I think she's a little bit better on turf, Mike, where she can kind of use her speed a little more.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. This Coaching Club's not a terrible performance, but you can see there, Dan, she's not really finishing at all in this race. And as you've already mentioned, it wasn't a very strong field either. It feels like getting to turf where the paces aren't as fast and she can make the front gives her more of an advantage. She doesn't seem to have that speed on the main track.
Number 3 is Vault. Brad Cox has done a very good job getting this mare back into form, because you could have made the argument during last summer and maybe earlier this year she wasn't the same. She got it done last time out in the Grade 2 Ruffian going a 1-turn mile. She got a great ride under Joel Rosario. Let's watch that race from Vault right now. There was some hitting up front in here, and Joel was saving ground on the turn, gets to the outside, and just look at that seam. Vault's going to split him and win.
Yeah, perfect trip here. Everything works out for her as far as a closer goes in any kind of a race. And she actually wins fairly easily at the end. And this is a good performance. Her win 2 back at Oaklawn was a good performance. Even her loss 3 back at Oaklawn was a really good performance. She was probably best that day as well. So she does come here in good form. She's just a little bit slow for this field.
And the 4th place finisher from the Ruffian came back to run second in the Grade 3 Bed of Roses with a 93 buyer. But that 89 buyer that we just saw from Vault, you're right, Mike, probably is not going to get it done against this group. Envoutant is the number 4. Envoutant loves Churchill Downs. That's one of the advantages she has in this race. She's 3 for 4 lifetime at Churchill, including a 100 buyer speed figure last time out. That was a weak race, the Shawnee, and she got a candy trip up close to the pace, but that outcome was never in doubt.
No, she was never going to lose to that field. She got a perfect trip. She did what she was supposed to do. She's I thought anyway, a pretty tough call in this race, Dan. And she's going to get a good trip in here. I believe that. We'll just see if she ultimately turns out to be good enough, because she's got 2 really fast races on her card. And it feels like they're both at least a little bit circumstantial. I mean, the last one with the perfect trip up on a slow pace, the 101 at the end of last year, where she just got absolutely loose on a slow pace. That's not going to be the case here. She is not getting the trip that she got either time. She popped a big figure, so we'll see what she does.
You're right. She's going to have to work if she's going to win this race, because she's going to be chasing Letrusca. She'll have to reel in Letrusca, then hold off some closers, one of them being the number 5, Spice is Nice. Let's watch the Todd Pletcher trainee win the Grade 3 Allaire Dupont last time out at Pimlico, going 1 1/8 miles. Like this ride from Johnny V. Not a lot of pace on paper, so he put Spices Nice right up close, and she responds. She really likes this distance. You just get the feeling that this horse is coming into her own. $1 million yearling by Curlin. She probably just needed some time to grow up and get into herself.
Yeah, that's probably right. And, after the Alabama last year, which I guess at the end of the day was just a total disaster, she got a lot of time off after that. She's come back with 2 really nice performances so far as a 4-year-old. 1 1/8 miles of this race feels like it probably works for her more than it works for anybody else in the field, Dan. And she's the upside horse in the race. We'll see if she can take a step forward.
And here's the big mare, Letrusca. She's won 14 of 19, including this score in the Ogden Pips, a 103 buyer coming off the heels of a 102 buyer when she beat champion Monomoy Girl, Preakness winner Swiss Skydiver in the Apple Blossom. Jose Ortiz took it to She Dares the Devil on the backstretch, opens up the lead. They have enough late. I'm assuming similar tactics here, and she's simply the horse to beat.
She is the horse to beat. I disagree with your take on the way this race was run, though. I don't think she took the race to She Dares the Devil. I think She Dares the Devil conceded the race to her, and this thing was over. In my opinion, it was over on the backstretch. Listen, she's really, really good. As we already said, she can go fast and win. If they don't make her go fast, she's almost impossible to beat. She's going to be really, really hard for this field to handle. It's short rest for her, but I like it. I like that these connections are coming right back in another big race.
Couldn't agree with you more. It's nice to actually see good horses run in major races. Let's take a look at our top pick for the Grade 2 Fleur de Lis. You're going to go with Spices Nice. A lot of upside. Maybe they push Letrusca early. Letrusca's going to carry some weight here. And again, I still think there's upside for this filly. And a great price on the morning line.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be 8-1. We'll see how they wind up betting it. I just like the distance for her. I like the fact that maybe Letrusca with another big race coming back to back to back, maybe she's a little bit off of her game here, and maybe Spices Nice can take a step forward going to 9 furlongs. I'm going to bet the race that way and go 5-6.
Envoutant's going to have to prove it. She's one of the few horses in this race with the figures fast enough to threaten Letrusca. And she has the Churchill Downs home court advantage. I'm hoping she can perhaps pull off a little bit of an upset. But Letrusca, the one to beat. Spices Nice, dangerous from off of it. Good field in the Fleur de Lis. 5-6-4-1 for Mike, 4-6-1-5 for me. It's Stephen Foster Saturday and a plethora of stakes action at Churchill Downs.